And the Department of Justice is suing the state of Colorado and the city of Denver over its sanctuary city laws. The lawsuit claims the laws are dangerous and hurt the Trump administration's deportation efforts. It also argues the laws violate the supremacy clause of the Constitution. In March, Denver's mayor appeared before Congress to talk about the city's sanctuary policies.
We release him from our county jail, and we coordinate with ICE on that release time and release date so that ICE can come and pick them up from that location.
Pick them up where? In the parking lot?
Yes, sir. They're on the facility
Guess
property.
what happened in the parking lot? One of the ICE officers got assaulted, didn't he? You can release him in the parking lot, give ICE 1 hour notice, and they got to send 6 officers to arrest this guy. Or you can say, hey, what? Here's what we're going to do. We're going to hold him. You come in and bring 2 officers in, and you turn him over there. Why not do it that way? Because you're a sanctuary city.
Well, joining us now to talk more is Lora Ries, Director of the Border Security and Immigration Center at the Heritage Foundation. Laura, appreciate you being here.
Thank you for having me.
So does the government have a strong case here for why these policies are dangerous?
Absolutely. The federal government has a strong case here. These sanctuary jurisdictions have been obstructing enforcement of federal law for too long, and it's time that consequences are applied, both in the form of withholding federal funds, and if individuals are harboring, obstructing, as we have seen some judges arrested recently, then the federal government should take that step too.
Yeah. Well, there are plenty of people that disagree with you. What do you say to those who argue sanctuary city laws are there to boost community trust with immigrant communities?
Well, they're endangering those immigrant communities. Look, the whole premise here is that federal agents are seeking to enforce federal law as passed by Congress. The U.S. Constitution does indicate that federal government has jurisdiction, supreme jurisdiction, over carrying out immigration laws. And yet the left tries to play it both ways. They say, well, we're not going to enforce the law. That's the federal government's job. But then it refuses to cooperate with federal agents when the federal agents are seeking to do their job. And the clip that you showed is a perfect example where ICE asked for a heads up when these criminal aliens were going to be released, and Denver only gave them 1 hour's notice, would not let them into the jail. And then it turned out the alien tried to flee and a cop was injured. This is not the way to do it. Let ICE into the jails, and then you're not endangering either the agents or the community.
So just last week, DEA agents arrested 100 migrants at an underground club in Denver. And federal officials, so we see that they are having some success with their efforts with immigration and cracking down on it in that state. But how would stripping the state of sanctuary city laws change things? How would they make it easier to implement what, the Trump administration believes is a mandate from the American people when they went to the ballot box in November?
Because it allows for a cooperation between the state and local law enforcement officers and the federal agents, including sharing of information and allowing access into the prisons so that someone who that state or local jurisdiction already decided should be detained and has detained them for a crime, that they should be turned over to ICE agents inside that jail so that ICE can take custody. Then you don't have the situation that you're showing right now where agents have to go into a public center and make this sort of arrest. So it's about cooperation and access and allowing the federal government to do its job, which the left says it is the federal government's job.
Thank you for watching. Subscribe below and download our NewsNation app right now on your phone, and you will get fact-based, unbiased news for all Americans.